here, back with another video. Yes, I know it has been a hot minute since I've uploaded. The last thing I did was the stream that I did quite a while ago. I know it's been a while. I get that, I know, but I've been pretty busy, and I know that won't be the excuse every time that I don't upload content, but hopefully that all changes pretty soon. Because as I said many times before, throughout almost entirety of May, I will be uploading videos, and I do have a special video coming up really soon, so hopefully you guys will stay notified of that. But yeah, I'm back with another video, and as you see in the title of the video, and what you see right now, I am doing my first debate video, so I hope this goes well. I hope you guys like it, and I hope this is a pretty first battle debate video that I'm making. Also, kind of my first power scaling video as well. So I hope you guys like it. And so yeah, so what we're doing today is Hunter, which is if you have not checked out the stream, Hunter was the OC that I showed right here. That was from a show, well, a pretend show. It's just my OC. That comes from an animated show called Eco Trails, and he will be facing Star Butterfly. The reason why I chose this matchup is because I'm a huge fan of the web series on YouTube called Death Battle, where it's a YouTube series where they take two characters from two separate media, and they just put them together to see who in a battle. So if you haven't checked out Steven Universe versus Star Butterfly, I recommend you go check that out. They did so in that Death Battle. Well, if you want any spoilers, go ahead and watch that video. But anyway, in that battle, Star Butterfly won, and so I wanted to go ahead and do this debate battle with my OC, which is Hunter. And yeah, hopefully this goes well. So please, guys, if you do enjoy this video, please like it. Please subscribe to my channel. It really helps it a lot. It just takes a second of your time. And please comment down if you want to, if you want more power scaling videos, and also like if you have some debate topics that you want to like talk about, or just have some recommendations in general. So yeah, let's just get right into it. So yes, there is me. So yes, Hunter from Eco Trails. There's 9 seasons for just him at the age of 15, and so we are going to go through that right now. So Hunter is the protagonist. He is part of a Uloa group that protects Earth from other Uloa, not just from Uloa, but like other aliens in the universe. And he faces some pretty powerful foes. And so, in terms of how I'm going to do this power scaling video, is that I will go over attack potency, durability, speed, abilities and powers, hexes, and forms and stuff like that. And yeah, so for Hunter, in terms of attack potency, and we're gonna go just base right now. He doesn't get too powerful. By the end of season 2, he gets to like large mountain level because he was able to damage the ingest larvae, who was able to create shockwaves that tore apart 2 mountains side to side. And throughout seasons 1 and 2, he's comparable to his friends like Quad and Nautiel, which are 2 other Uloa that also live on Earth. He's comparable to them. I've taken down other Uloa average soldiers, and it should be at that level. And by the end of season 2, he should be a large power. By the time for season 3 and 4 is where they kind of face like aliens from other planets, and so he faces in season 3 a geotine. Geotines are known for causing high magnitude tremors on our planet, which has been counted to a large country, and can break through Esther's constructs, which Esther is a Uloa from Toria, which Toria is the planet that the Uloa come from. And she was able to cover the entire planet with her ice constructs, and created one that basically replaced the whole Loa that can absorb a lot of energy, like heat and solar radiation. He was able to absorb the full core of the star, and he can destroy planets with ease, making him easily some large planet to start with. Seasons 5 and 6, he takes on these Science soldiers, which Science are basically another race of aliens from also different. He can match regular Science soldiers, match their energy output, as they can use fusion radiation, which is kind of how similar to what like nuclear fusion, to how like stars are created and stuff like that. So, and Science have been shown to destroy multiple star systems. He's also been able to destroy transships, and also fight Leader Science Storm, which is like a higher up general for the race. So easily capping out solar system level to heck even like multi-solar system level. He was also able to defeat Cyan Blaze, Commander Cyan Blaze, who was able to destroy 2 separate star systems with just 1 attack. So also putting him higher to galaxy to multi-galaxy. He was also shown to literally be able to defeat the Cyan King. Well, not defeat him yet, but be on the same level. And the Cyan King was so powerful that he was able to destroy the macrocosm itself. He was able to tear in reality in itself, which is a universal philosophy, which is because the universe in itself and the cosmology of eco trails, each universe is infinite in size, making a universal plus. Going off later in season 6, he would go into the home planet of the Loa, and he would face people like Lartar or Tauren, who are able to affect the Tarns. The Tarns are basically extra-dimensional spaces that hold so many separate space-time continuums, making it universe plus 2 multiversal. He was able to fight a casual Astromorph. Astromorph is a trans deity like Mother Uloa, which is Mother Uloa is another trans deity that is basically the mother of Loa, stated to be, and Astromorph was stated to be the strongest one, capping at a multiverse level. And Hunter got so powerful in base, he was able to damage Etherealian, who is this entity from an unknown dimension, comparable to Astromorph, in which Astromorph was so powerful that he wanted to take every infinite timeline and universe into one, which there are infinite of them, so this will be a multiversal level feat in just base. So moving on to forms. Now, Hunter has 3 separate forms that he can use. The first one being Dial's form, which is not too impressive. It's mostly just a stat amp, an amp for a form. He was able to one-shot the Cyan King after locking it the first time, and this varies over from being 8 to 13 times stronger to his base. He does get new abilities in his form, but it's more just an amp to his normal base. So there you go. Then we have his Vigor form, which is obviously stronger than his previous form, able to match Tauren when first unlocking it, and obviously the power scale for Tauren and Lartar would be scaled to low multiverse to multiverse level. He was able to match the second form Etherealian, who threatened the foreign grays. If you don't know what the foreign grays is, it's basically a realm that transcends the primeval realm, which is a 4D dimension that holds a deity known to literally handles time itself. So basically a fifth dimension. So he's making a bigger form, low complex multiverse, and no new abilities prior to Dial's. So moving on to Goliath form. So this is much stronger than bigger form, and was able to hurt Astromorph after absorbing energy from the Wave Primal, which the Wave Primal gets stronger. So then he faces the final form of Aurelian, who had enough power to destroy the very fabric of two realms that infinitely transcend the form graves, as stated by Nova, able to ultimately defeat him. Which would make low complex multiverse to complex multiverse level, as Goliath form Hunter can defeat Aurelian, who was able to affect the six spatial dimensions that infinitely transcend one another prior to the form grace. And he does get new abilities to this form. So speed. I would just say like the fastest speed. He's massively faster than light, as he can keep up with the likes of Lartar, Asramore, and Etherealian in base. As previously he was able to dodge attacks from the Cyan King. Science are able to just use their fusion region beams in order to cross solar systems and galaxies in seconds. And by the time of the end of season 9, he's so much more faster, to the point he is over 5,400 times the speed of light. And here, in Dialist form, he would just be like much stronger, since it's just an amp. Both in Vigor form and Goliath form, he would be immeasurable, as not only can he dodge attacks from Astromorph, he can also dodge, he can also counteract Etherealian, who obviously can counteract many things in the form of grace, which obviously already transcends time, making this feat immeasurable. In Goliath form would just be higher levels of immeasurable, as being able to affect Etherealian when he affected these six special. So powers and abilities. I'll go over this real quick. I kind of showed this already in my stream the last time, but he has obviously a low physiology. He can regenerate from just a single scale. He can adapt to environments underwater, low oxygen. He can change the way his scales are. He can create force fields, stuff like that. He can like some regeneration, passively absorb vital particles, which in turn into vital energy, which he is a master at that. I'm only gonna go like a little bit of this. He has acrobatics. He's a master in combat. He has poison manipulation. Isola has venomous bite. He can predict his opponent's attacks. He likes to also analyze his opponent's moveset to see how they perform. He also can like move his body on his own without thinking. He has antenna that can see in the dark, pick up on sense, and sense sounds and vibrations through touch. He can create weapons out of either vital energy or his scales. He can create spike swords out of his arms. He can create force fields, like I said, or he can also create vital energy swords out of his arms. He can also he can kind of do like a spin dash called a scale rush. Basically, he gains momentum and rolls it like a ball into his enemies. That's basically what it is. He also has blood manipulation, life force absorption. He can absorb blood from others and their life force. He can interact with intangible beings, energy, and spirits. He can negate high mid regeneration, as he can negate other heal levels when regenerating from just a single scale. He has reactive evolution. He can evolve even further throughout the battle. He can sense others by using vital energy. Obviously, by being a Uloa, he can get stronger over time through battles and excessive training. He can create sound waves, vibrations, and cause earthquakes and shock waves by bouncing his scales off of each other, and that basically is everything. Something I didn't actually mention, he can basically have elemental manipulation by absorbing either earth, metal, ice, or crystals, and he kind of like gains these properties to himself. He can turn invisible, intangible, affect space-time, create portals in travel dimensions by vibrating his vital particles throughout his whole body. terms of resistances, he can resist disease, poison, acid, ice manipulation at absolute 0, energy absorption, deconstruction, transmutation, memory erasure, mind manipulation, soul manipulation, as he can keep his MB core, which holds all his consciousness, his memories, and his soul, and he can resist that being destroyed or removed from him. He can resist empathetic manipulation, age manipulation, regeneration negation, space-time manipulation, time manipulation, and time stop. In terms of new abilities in his forms, in his Dialist form, he can walk on top of water as he was skating. He can sense the waves of pressure, and he can also sense higher beings on a much larger scale. Big form gains no new abilities. In Goliath form, he gains 4 extra arms, and his scales are so dense that he takes less damage, so damage reduction and enhanced durability negation. So then we move on to Hunter in Eagle Trails Nature's Stand, where this is a 3-year time skip where he's now 18, and this is what he looks like. So in base, he shouldn't be any higher than he was in base. I mean, he should be stronger, but not like too stronger, so still multiverse level plus. Obviously higher in Dialist form. In Vigor form, he can fight on par with the Pedia suppressed Gland. Gland is a new enemy that he faces in start of season 1. And Gland had the same energy as Brilliant, who from the Foreign Rays. So just scaled to 5D. Goliath form though managed to damage a border Gland a lot, and also cancel out his attacks, which border is the 8th dimension. So which means he gets all the way from 6th dimensional to 8th dimensional in seasons 1 and 2. So 3 and 4 in base, he should be a little bit higher, not too much, as
this message is brought to you by Apple Card. You earn up to 3% daily cash back on every purchase without limits. Visit apple.co/card calculator to see how much you can earn. Subject to credit approval. Apple Card issued by Goldman Sachs Bank USA Salt Lake City branch. Terms and more at applecard.com.
Nidor and Tyr, which those two are basically higher dimensional beings, and Tyr has borrowed power from an entity called the Polar Dots, which the Polar Dots is, I'll get to him in a minute because the scaling gets pretty crazy. Polar Dots told Tyr to destroy the higher spatial dimensions that the Yukora basically being the beings like Nidor and Tyr, what they are. They're basically Yukora are basically higher dimensional beings that exist beyond the 8th to 11th dimensions. They basically keep the multiverse in check, and they control like certain aspects of the world, which is big. In Goliath form, so in Vigor form, he should be complex multiverse to high complex multiverse, 8th dimensional to 11th dimensional. Goliath form, we don't know the true power of it since he was able to one-shot Tyr in it. And then in seasons 5 and 6 is where he fights Polar Dots. In base, he should be the same. Vigor form, he was able to fight a casual Polar Dots, who is a being that resides in the anti-portal. The anti-portal is basically a realm that transcends the realms that the Yukora live, and is basically like the destruction to like organisms and living things, which is the opposite of the piercing, which basically creates and gives life to things, which is hyperverse or 12th dimension. In Goliath form, he this Goliath form managed to defeat Polarics at their peak, which is a high hyper level plus or 15th dimension. He should be much faster as calculated, as there is Hunter has been shown in his base to be able to surpass his Dialos form previously, to where his enemies were able to one shot his Dialos form, but Hunter and base can keep up with the enemies, which are faster than the form. So he's now 350,000 times the speed of light in just base, and he will still be immeasurable, as being able to fight Gland, Tyr, and Polardax at their peaks using energy and traversing the higher dimensions that they're fighting in. He should be many layers into immeasurable speed in both base and form. They should still have the same abilities and resistances. Season 22, Season 3, 4, and base, he has enhanced forceful creation and trap reducement. He can create more durable shields that he can use to trap opponents. He has enhanced heat manipulation and illusions. He can create illusions to his opponents by emitting heat waves. And he's also resistant to extrasensory perception and fate, which fate is the 9th dimension. And many Eupora can basically, they can control the fate of anyone in the multiverse. And Tyr tried to do that to Hunter, but he wasn't able to. So he's resistant to fate manipulation. Season 5 to 6 in base, he should have the same abilities and resistances. But in bigger form, he has higher dimensional manipulation and enhanced non-physical interaction, as he's able to physically hurt the Eupora despite them being higher dimensional beings. And Polardox, who embodies the abstract of organism destruction. Resistances, he should be resistant to reality warping and spatial manipulation, as he can resist the spatial warping of the Eupora and the similar powers of Polardox. And in Goliath form, he gains all these new abilities because he was able to finally put down and put an end to Polardox, to nullify his low godly regeneration, destroy his soul, destroy the abstract that he embodies, and negate his immortality. And in resistance, he gains all of this because he was unaffected by Polardox's para energy, which encompasses all of these properties of the target, because he is the abstract of. Basically, Polardox is the abstract of what's opposite to like organic life and like the creation of life itself. So there you go. So moving on to Star Butterfly. Now this took me some time because when doing Star Butterfly and trying to get her attack potency, there are many things to draw from, but when looking at the cosmology of Star versus the forces of evil, there is an infinite amount of timelines, and each universe and timeline are infinite in size. And this is important because Star, and just baseline Star using her magic, even without the wand, she should be universal to multiverse level plus, and that is because she scales off to a character named Sky Winnie, who was able to destroy a whole universe using the same magic as Star. And there are plenty of other universal feats, and of course, eventually multiverse level, because the whole cosmology is contained within the embodiment of space-time itself, Omnitrax's Prime. Omnitrax's Prime is a deity that contains all of these infinite timelines. So it was stated that obviously each infinite universe are infinite in size, and that it basically it was stated that this whole infinite multiverse can expand even further, which is also why it can be considered a fifth dimensional space-time. In which there's also the realm of magic, which transcends this dimensional space-time, and we'll get to that in a minute. So there's Omnitrax's Prime. The reason why this is important is because there is this character called Toffee who possessed this other character, and while Toffee was possessing this character, was able to one-shot Omnitrax's Prime. And so this is important because Toffee was using some of Star's magic from her wand. And so if Star was able to self-destruct her own wand, she has power beyond the multiverse, right? And not to mention that when she fought a more powerful version of Toffee, Star actually ended up dying, but ended up with a deity called Rofur, who is the embodiment of the concept of magic. And since magic in itself is a concept that transcends space and time, and Star was able to recreate this realm when it was destroyed. And this is due to her, I'll get this in a minute, in her mutiny form, she was actually able to conceptually restore the realm of magic. Now, moving on to higher metas, it is implicit that Gravity Falls is within the multiverse of Star vs. the Force of Evil, and this has been heavily confirmed, not heavily confirmed, but like evidence. So it's basically there. You know, it can't really be denied that Gravity Falls is within the cosmology of Star vs. the Force of Evil, and there are like plenty of showings that like the Owl House and other shows are also within the multiverse. So this kind of just shows right here, and this is important because in Gravity Falls there is also an infinite multiverse with 11 higher spatial dimensions, including 12-dimensional beings that also exist within the same verse. So, and that means that Omnitrax's Prime contains all of this within him. Now I know that Rick and Morty also exists in Gravity Falls. And I know people like to argue outerversal for Star. I would say this is consistent. I would say this will not be consistent at all, as because I know there's a character in Rick and Morty that's literally the concept of time. Without knowing that this character is a platonic concept, this wouldn't make Star outerversal. And really, there's not really much that there's really not much evidence saying how like Star could be outerversal. And besides, Omnitrax is specifically stated to only contain all these dimensions and timelines. It doesn't transcend them. Now, obviously, the realm of magic would transcend this, but that wouldn't make that still wouldn't make Star outerversal. It wouldn't be consistent with how the scale works for Star. So in a low ball, she would be multiverse level +2, low complex level 60 or 6-dimensional at her peak. Now obviously higher in her unity form, which I'll get into later. And obviously with the high balls, with the higher metas, she would be hyperverse to high hyperverse level, by taking account that there are 12 spatial dimensions within Omnitrax's Prime, and obviously the realm of magic transcends that. So that would make Star Butterfly 13-dimensional with her mutant form, allowing her to get stronger through apes. And she would also have infinite speed due to her being able to react to lasers that cross these universes, which are infinite in size, and other cases of consistent infinite speed. So who wins? So we have Hunter, who at his peak in his Goliath form is 15-dimensional and arguably could be higher, with being able to amplify himself with vital energy and possibly just getting stronger over time. Then we have Star Butterfly, who consistently more showed casings of her being 13-dimensional at peak. And Hunter would be immeasurable many layers in Goliath form, and then Star Butterfly would be infinite in speed, although you could already make the argument that she is immeasurable, although it's kind of iffy. I haven't really seen immeasurable feats, but I know she's more consistently infinite speed, so we're gonna go with that. Now, in terms of hexes, obviously the biggest thing is Hunter has his vital energy, but in Goliath, obviously he has all those things that can put the polar dots down. Then of course, Star Butterfly, she has magic. Now, I know I didn't go over hexes and abilities for Star Butterfly. I just went over like her speed and her attack potency. But in terms of what she can do with her magic, she can do a lot of things. And actually, I will pull that up right now. So the things that she can do are well, a lot of people in the community have shout out to anyone who created this. He's amazing. lot of things with her magic. She can delete gravity, create illusions. Empathetic, she can stop time in the whole entire multiverse. She can survive in space. She can create portals, travel dimensions, VFR people. She can shoot lasers. She can reality warp. She has limited toon force. She has light manipulation. She can also has elemental. She can shoot fire, electricity, water, ice, crystals. She can control plants. She can also summon many things like clouds. She can manipulate the weather. She can create many enemies. She can transmute opponents into harmless little creatures. She can create smoke. She can just create anything she wants. She can teleport across universes. She can affect technology. She can make certain attacks intangible. She can create giant explosions, like I said, delete gravity. She can create force fields, affect your biology. She can change your size. She can make you small. She can also negate high mid resistance regeneration. She can also affect spirits. She can do some sort of existence erasure. She can restore stamina. She can summon the dead. She can age you, wipe your memories, create timelines, duplicates, and she can also purify herself. So that is a lot of stuff, and it only gets crazier. She also has clairvoyance. She has the all-seeing eye, which can view anyone in the multiverse and see what they're up to, and stuff like that. And in terms of base, and she can also obviously like space-time. She can also do some sort of fate manipulation, which she's also resistant to. And in terms of star, she can resist power nullification, extreme pulse, cosmic radiation, black holes, fire, madness manipulation. I bet she can also resist like things like space-time manipulation as well when time stops, which I think is supported. In terms of immunity, she has higher amount of magic. She has additional arms. She can fly. She has aura, more light manipulation. She can create more things, enhance senses, and conceptual manipulation. Which, like I said, with conceptual manipulation, she managed to actually remake the dimension or the literally concept of magic when she did this. So that's in terms of everything for her abilities. So who do I think wins? So the one thing that Star Butterfly has for her is that she has, with her magic, she has things like size, illusion, clairvoyance, existence erasure, and conceptual manipulation. Although, despite all of these haxes, Hunter is more consistently scaled to be higher than Star Butterfly. So, and also he is much faster than Star. So, who do I think wins? Hunter! Yes, I would say Hunter at this point because he is consistently shown to be much more powerful than Star Butterfly. And even despite having haxes that obviously that Hunter is not resistant to, just being able to I know that Star can come back conceptually, but the thing is that Hunter can take down polar nodes, which was an abstract concept in itself. So being able to take him down, I feel like Hunter has the means to take Star Butterfly down. So even with all the haxes, if Hunter is scaled more powerful than Star, the haxes shouldn't matter. And besides, Hunter is much more faster. Hunter has been shown to be immeasurable and just higher levels of measurable speed. The scaling just gets crazy, so I do believe that Hunter wins this battle. So yeah, there you go, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know down in the comments if I did anything wrong, if I missed something for Star. And if you don't agree with me, that's fine. Hey, we can talk, we can debate about this. I'm open to disgusting debates. You know, this is supposed to be fun. So hey, if you disagree with me, that's fine. Just put it down in the comments if you want to debate about this, because I for sure will. But if you do enjoy this video, guys, please, like I said, like the video. Please comment down if you want me to do more stuff like this, because this is fun. I know this took me a while to do, but this was fun. Please let me know what else you want me to debate about. And if you have a certain character that you want me to like power scale, go ahead, just leave those recommendations, okay? So anyway, guys, please subscribe to my channel, please like, please comment down, and I'll see you guys on next time. So bye, guys.